go directly to him, you'll be in trouble. You know what I'm saying? You gotta.
Yeah.
I know the players that's really running his ship, and that's how I got in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, people don't get that. I'm trying to get people to gain. They people be so starstruck. They want to go after the start. You, I'll still be waiting if I went that route. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got I got to the front seat by dealing with everybody that's running his ship. Now we teamed up. Now they're gonna be uplifting and my ship. So that's how
Yeah.
now. So now we partners by me not even have to do all that other stuff that you would have to do if you try to only meet him.
Yeah. You get his team to buy off on it, then you
You know
you
what I'm
in there.
saying? So I'm with Lex Promotion now. I'm gonna do some business with Lex Promotion. I ain't with them yet, and then Papa Zo Management. So I'll be flying to Florida probably real soon, man. You know,
That's what's
it's,
up.
it's up though. But he feeling the movement. You know what I'm saying. You know that's all he preach anyway is wealth and shit like that. So just to hear about TV network, educational, clothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I saw the bags.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You know, so I'm waiting on mine to come now. That's a lot of people didn't get it. Why when I had the cups, they were like, "Why you got some styrofoam cups?" I'm like, "Don't even worry about it." I already knew. I said, "Shit." All he do is what every time you see him, what he doing? Popping Bel Air bottles. So I'm
Yep.
like, it's gonna be plenty of bamboo Bel Air in there. Everybody gonna have a bottle. Ain't nobody talking about no cups. Marketing 101. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yep.
Everybody, oh man, that's what I'm talking about. Where you from? That start every conversation, every phone number I got, every plug, everything was just all man. Hey man, here I ain't trying to sell nothing. Just now
Yeah.
and now that Wealth is Gangster Cup and pictures that they post in other places. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep.
So now I'm in their head. So now I'm getting hit by clothing and this and that, and it did what I do. I knew what it was gonna do. So we on, man. You know what I'm saying? We back. Welcome back. You know what I'm saying? And we live from Facebook too, man. So what it do, Facebook? You know, let me go ahead and I ain't even gotta share it no more because we already live from Facebook. I'm tripping. So we can go straight in now. You usually have to share it.
That's what's up.
Let me make sure though. So how you been? What your week been up to, man?
Man, this course, moving this course, man. That's all I'm doing. I've been
Make sure y'all need to get that. Hey, put that in the chat so I can pin it up.
all right. Yeah, been shooting videos and uploading the workbooks, editing videos, just
Tap
all that
in,
type
man.
stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, you know what? I got you.
Tonight we're gonna be talking about all of because like I tell you, I have people that's kind of like against stocks, right? And they'll tell me real estate, and I'm gonna tell you I'm with both, but real estate ain't messing with stocks. I'm just gonna be real with you. Not in the, I mean, of course you need real estate because it's definitely where wealthy people put their money at, but you can get paid off eight. I don't even know how many different ways. It's other ways I'm still learning, but real estate you can only get paid off when you sell or when they appreciate. You know, that's the only way you're gonna get paid off real estate. You good? What's up?
Hold on one second. Hold on one second.
You good? So tonight we're gonna be talking about the multiple different ways off stocks because a lot of people
Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Yeah, you good. You good. So a lot of people don't understand how many different ways you can get paid off stocks. So I'm gonna talk about dividends. Well, I got a few dividend checks today. Of course, the market evaluation. So going up, stock option buying or stock option trading, or if you just buy the stock low and then sell it, that's another form of trading. That's not option trading or anything like that, but that's another form of trading. So you know what I'm saying? We're gonna, of course, the appreciation of the businesses going up in value. That's. So real estate, when you sell, if it didn't went up, you gonna eat. You can make money if renting out. That's a form of making money, but it's a lot of come with that too. And most people that I know that are renting out, most of them have mortgages, and most of them if they rent out a place for say 1,200 a month, if they getting 300-400 profit a month, that's big, which is still cool. I'm not knocking it, but I just want to to the naysayers about it's real estate or nothing, I want to tell them why. To me, it's stocks and real estate, but stocks come way first, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. So, Kimbo, you kick it off. Just give them a couple different ways that I was already telling them. I want us to go more in detail, but I was telling them about option trading. Saying of course the value of the stock just going up. It's another form of trading. I think you do more of that because you don't really option trade, but you'll buy low and then when it hit a certain number, you'll sell. So that's a form of trading too. Without options trading and all that. Of course, a lot of people don't even know that you can get loans on your portfolio too. So you can kind of bank through your stock portfolio too. So it's a lot of different ways. So I want to kind of get into that tonight because a lot of people don't know that. They just think if the stock go up, you win. If the stock go down, you lose. And this is something real estate cannot do. If your house is at $200,000 today and it plummeted to $100,000 tomorrow, you just lost $100,000. In option trading, if you buy a put and the stock fall down, I seen a group of guys. They've traded as a group. I seen them make $100,000 in an hour on oil when it plummeted because they bought a put. You cannot do that with no real estate in the world makes $100,000 when you lose value in your real estate. It's just not happening nowhere.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So even when it's going down, if you're trading and you know what you're doing, of course it ain't gonna just happen if you don't know what you're doing. Of course, if you know what you're doing, if you buying it on the down, you can make money. Like my mentor, when he set up like year leaps and all that, he'll have stuff for when it go up and for when it go down. He making money regardless. Like you can actually set it up like that where you regardless gonna eat. Of course, you're gonna put more in the one that you really, and you can add to it. So if you think it's gonna really go up, but you don't want to just go all in yet, you can put a little bit, and every time it hit a certain number, you can add more and buy more contracts. So it's so many different ways that I'm still learning off these stocks that real estate just can't give you that. And it's not even saying real estate is bad because we always say that real estate is a great investment. It's one of the old ones that ain't gonna never go old. But if you're gonna, this is strictly to the people that's just stocks is the worst thing ever in real estate or nothing. This is who we talking to tonight because our point of view is we should be in both. You know what I'm saying? That's our point of view. So we'll let you have the floor, Kimbo. Just talk about the different things that you think in this comparison of how real estate is so much better than stocks.
It's kind of funny that people think that because people are, when you buy real estate, obviously most people that buy real estate, they gain a lot of money. They hold it for a long time, so they hold it 20, 30 years and they sell it for maybe double what they bought it for, right? So you do that, you could have tripled what you had in stocks in that same period of time. Instead of just doubling, you could have tripled. So instead of having $100 or $100,000, if you bought a house $100,000 and selling it for $200,000, you could have bought $100,000 worth of stocks and sold it for $400,000 in the same amount of time because it's going to double. Actually, it's going to double 3 times in that about 3 times. Yeah. In that 20 years. So if it doubles every 7 years, that's getting about 10% on your money every year, which you can get more, you can get less depending on, what you do. So you could quadruple it faster than that. It just depends. But the psychology of that, people holding that, thinking like, oh, that's locking in my money, it's never going to go down or I'm never going to lose it. Like that's not how it is. It's an investment just like anything else. It goes up, it goes down, but I don't know why people think that that's a better investment. It's not liquid, right? You can't just have money from it in a couple of days.
But fam, I was told that stock's not liquid. I'm like, I can sell the stock. Crypto I can get right then, but stocks you can get it by the next day. You know what I'm saying? At the very least to 48 hours. So that's more liquid than a house.
just like bank account to bank account transfer takes 2 or 3 days. It's the same thing with selling stocks. So I don't know why people don't think that is liquid because it's way more liquid than real estate.
I was told somebody said it with their chest, man, stocks ain't liquid. I'm like, huh? I mean, you talking to somebody that really doing it. Like, what you mean it's not liquid? Real estate is better, this and that. I'm like, okay, man, okay. So
I don't know. Real estate is definitely not as liquid as stocks. So I mean, better. That's just an opinion.
That's depending on who you are.
Definitely not more liquid. So But yeah, I don't get why people are willing to hold real estate for 20, 30 years, but not willing to do that with stocks. The second they see a stock drop, they be like, "Oh, I'm losing money. I'm gonna sell." But they don't do that when their house dropping.
Yeah.
No,
They say they're gonna sit it out. They're gonna sit and wait
Because
right now.
if a stock drops, say you lose money, you're gonna be like, "Oh, I lost money. I'm selling." But you're not gonna do that if your house drops. Why? Because you're gonna be like, "Oh, I can't take this $10,000 loss or whatever the case may be for your real estate going down." It's the same in stocks. It's the same mentality. You just got to hold it.
Yep.
But stocks appreciate a lot faster than real estate does. And depending on the stocks you own, they're going to pay you just for owning them.
Yeah.
If you live in your house, nobody's paying you to live in your house. You know what I'm saying? But they're paying you to own a stock. And you ain't got to do nothing. You ain't got to go to no meetings. You ain't got to show up to work. You ain't got to do nothing. And they still going to pay you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
They send you emails that you're welcome to come to a meeting or join the meeting. Because I got them today, and I got some dividend checks today. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. You can. I mean, you can, but you don't have to. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to work for it.
Hands off.
Real estate, there's nothing. I mean, unless you own real estate that you're renting out, then you're making some money off of it. Other than that, it's technically a depreciating asset from when you buy it because you're doing nothing but sinking money into it. You're not getting anything out of it, right? So, and it can go down in value depending on what's going on in the market and who's in office and all this other stuff. So there's a whole lot of factors that you can't control in both real estate and the stock market. But at least in the stock market, they give you the information. Mm-hmm. They're like, okay, we didn't do that well this quarter. It might be a little rough, and you can prepare for that. You don't get that in the housing market. It just go down and go up. Yeah, and then you hear about it after it happens. There's no preparing for it. So there's no like, okay, I'm gonna save some extra money in case something like, nah, you can't do that with real estate. So stocks are definitely more liquid. I definitely preach both. Stocks are better in my opinion because they appreciate faster. They can pay you for owning them and they're more liquid. And all the other benefits you mentioned, you can use your account as a bank. Essentially, you can have tax. You can use stuff tax free. You can get loans from yourself, almost like a IUL insurance thing. You can do what's called now I can't think of it. Margin. You can margin your account. So you know what I'm saying. You have $500 in your account. Now you can access up to $2,500 to buy, whatever other stock. So now you have more buying power with that. You don't get that in the house. You can't say my house is worth $100,000. Let me go buy a house worth $500,000 and use my $1,000 house as collateral. That it don't work that way. Yeah. So there's so much more. You have so many more options in stocks that you can do to get money. And
the thing that people don't realize, like, okay, say your house go down in value. You adding money to it is not going to help it go up. If the market is down and it's just going down, you can put a new porch on there. It don't matter. The market is still down, right? Mm-hmm. With stocks, when say your stuff go down from $1,000, say you got $1,000 in a certain stock, and it go down to $900. You put $500 in there, so it's back up to $1,400. But once it shoot back up, you added more value because you bought more as it dipped. You can't appreciate your house as it dips. When it dips, it dips, and when it comes back, it just comes back. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing about stocks where we look forward to it dipping because we can buy more for cheaper because we know when it go back to that number wherever we was at where we was at last time. Now we own more shares of it, so our value went up. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how much money you put into it, and that's a secret that. You like when the house is down. You don't want your house market to go down. You know what I'm saying? You just want it to go up forever. But stocks, we want it to go down from time to time because that's when we can jump back in and throw more money in. And I always tell people like a rubber band. When it go down, we just get ready to extend again. You know what I'm saying? And when it hits certain numbers, you put a little bit in. If it hit a crazy number, you pour more in. And like my mentor always say, if it hit this number, we back up the bricks truck. That means put everything you can in because now we really ready to go. You can't do that with a house. A house market is either up, down. There's no add value. Really, the add value in the house is when the market is up. You add this stuff, then it helps it add value. When it's down, it's just down. I don't care what you add. I don't care what you paint. I don't care what you do to it. When the housing market is down, it's just out of there. Stocks is a lot different. You want it to go down because you add more value. You buy more shares. So when it do go up, you even better off than than where you was at before it started going down.
Yeah, and even with that, if it's down and you put more money into it, if it's a dividend stock, you're gonna get more money.
Yeah.
So they're gonna pay you more money to have more shares. Like,
Yeah.
so you don't get more money from the housing market when it goes down. Like, even if your rent goes down, nobody's giving you extra money saying, okay, yeah, you can charge more, this or that. But if your stocks go down and you buy more stocks, you're just gonna get more money. And then when it goes up, you're gonna get that appreciation as well. So it's like twofold, which you just don't get in the real estate market.
And the real estate really pays off once you hit a certain level of real estate. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, you can flip your first house and make some money, and you can do this and do that. But the people that really eat out real estate is people that really holding real estate and really holding money. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, a lot of people that I know that flip houses and stuff, they have their peak season, and a lot of them is not as doing as great right now. You know what I'm saying? But the people that's really got the wealth, and most of those people are in the stock market. You know, the people that's holding the most real estate are in the stock market because they understand that you need both of them really. You know, so, and they just dump that money. Real estate, to me, was like a millionaire guy told me. He said real estate is more of a tax haven than it is a money maker. Like, the stock market can get you rich and make you money. Real estate is where rich people put their money to kind of like just kind of write off this and write off that and this and that. Now, if you buying like certain properties, like speaking of Rick Ross, the mansion he bought in Star Island, he bought it for $35 million, knocked it all the way down, put I think 20-30 million into it. Now it's almost worth 100 million. So that type of real estate, okay, that's different. That's a different ball game. But I'm talking about just the everyday normal person that's just buying a house, flipping a house, or buying a house so they can rent it out. I'm telling you, the top number I see that people that do buy a house and rent it out on this lower level is like $300 profit a month. And that's hoping that this don't go out, that don't go out, because you got to pay it because that's still your house. They just renting. So if you got a $1,200 mortgage, you owe the bank $800 every month or $900 every month. So you profiting $300, which is cool. If it's not your main thing, it's just extra money. That's cool. But what if the AC go out? What if this go out? What if you go months and you can't rent it out? What if you go months and somebody just squatting in your house? You know, that's a big problem right now. People just squatting in people's house, not paying nothing, and then you got to go to court and all that. And I seen one guy, he said that the court gave them like 90 days to move out. So that's 3 more months. They ain't paid in months. The squatters almost got more rights than the person that owned the house these days, man. It's crazy out here. You know, so like I said, we're not bashing real estate, but I'm saying if we're on this episode, we're particularly talking to the people that think stocks is the worst thing ever and it's real estate or nothing. So, you know, like we say, we both believe in both, but the real estate money, the real real estate game is when you get a certain level. When you just starting off, we can show you, you can see how to put your money in stocks and you can see it grow in a year. You know, it's more slower money growing like that. Real estate, I can tell you, hey, you buy this house, do you got the money to put into it? What if this? What if that? I got to run down a whole list of things because there's so many things that can go wrong when you're playing with your last dollar trying to invest into a house. Real estate, I can just tell you, sit it in there and add to it every time you can. It's more simple for me to break down how to have a little money and build up your stock portfolio than having a little money and hoping everything go right for this house. It's just more of it's not a gamble, but it is more of a gamble if you're trying to get money right back. Or not right back, but if you're trying to get the value right out of it, it's just not gonna work, you know. So that's what tonight we want to go over there. Like, real estate is great, but real estate more of a tax haven than it is a money maker. Stocks, the first couple, depending on how much you put in, the first couple years is not a really a money maker. It really shouldn't. I would say the way I teach, the first 5 years is not a money maker. It's a money stasher. It's a build up your pot. And you can I guess you can maybe do that in the housing, but not so much. You know what I'm saying? You can't really just build up a pot in a house because there's so much things that gonna go wrong. And their stocks, I don't care if it's going up or down. You want it to go up because then you get more for your money. So that's a good thing. Real estate, you don't never want it to go down. If you at that level and you just put your money into a house, you don't never want it to go down because you're in trouble soon to do. And then here come the banks and here come this and they trying to take your house from this and that. Like, now the stock market go down, you add money to it. It's good. It's going shooting up. You're excited. and ain't no bank gonna come take it because there's no payments to be missed. There's no nothing. It's just you add value to your account whenever you want to. It's just so many ins and outs of the house that you really got to be on your game, and you really got to already have your money right to really be able to operate that right.
Yep.
Stock portfolio, you ain't got to have your money right. Just start. What we always talk about, $5, $10. Just start. We can't tell you that. We can't tell you can get in the housing game unless you buy a stock that's into a stock that holds houses and apartments and stuff. That's the only way we can tell you to get into some real estate with $5 or $10. That's the only way.
You know, and you'll still make more money than you would if you had a house.
You still make more, and you ain't worried about no AC unit. You're not worried about this going out. You're not worried about nothing. All you do is add to that house, and I'm pretty sure starting off with a little bit of money, you'll be better off than somebody with a little bit of money trying to just start off with the first house. Somebody that's just stubborn. Sure. I ain't doing nothing until I get my first house. Okay, well, I'm gonna just keep buying my little house stocks, my little apartment stocks, and we'll see in a year or two who's further. You know, so stocks are just, especially for the people I teach, housing flipping. If you can get into the game, which that kind of phased out too already, where you just flip a house for no money and all that type of stuff. You know, that stuff comes and goes. Stocks is more old money, loan money, and just steady and sturdy. Real estate, you catch the right market, you might can make some money. You know, I've seen some people make some money, but stocks is more for sure, even though it's more volatile. But that volatility is what you want, because you want it to go down so you can buy more, because that same thing that go down gonna come back up. So the volatility in stocks that people try to act like the worst thing ever is really the blessing. You know, if the stocks just went up like this, just slow, no, it'd be almost worse than a house then if it just did that, because there's no chance to get in. If you miss that boat, there's no chance to get in.
Well, if it did that, it's a scam. As history shows,
exactly.
Anything that consistently goes up and never goes down is a scam. So,
so you want
that for sure.
So that's what we're saying. We're not bashing real estate, but we're talking. Well, I'm talking strictly to the ones that think real estate is the best thing ever and stocks is the dumbest thing ever. Because I get told this all the time. It's paper money. It's fake money. It's this. I'm like, how is fake money? How is it? Like you can paper trade in there, but it's not, that money in there is real. You know
yeah. I don't get it. I guess people just don't understand that you're actually buying a part of a company. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm putting, $10,000 in Apple or whatever, I'd rather have $10,000 in Apple instead of $10,000 in a house that I'm trying to flip, because it's gonna take me a long time to flip that. If I'm not having the money, I'm gonna have to do all the work myself. Try to get friends to help me and do all this stuff and try to do everything myself. And then there's a learning curve to all that, right? Unless I have my license and everything and know how to do all this stuff, I got a YouTube university, go on there and try to figure stuff out all this time. And while I'm doing all this time, I'm losing money, right? Because I ain't got nobody in the house. I ain't got nobody renting it. So I'm making payments on it still, right? And I'm trying to learn, and I'm buying tools, and I'm buying whatever to increase the value of the house, while that money is sitting in Apple and I'm getting dividends from it, and the stock's going up, going down, whatever, and I don't have to worry about nothing. All I gotta do is sit back and get a check every 3 months.
And it's the same principle. Like I was saying last week when I was like, my whole thing when I first got into business, I want to own a business. I never even thought about, why don't you just invest in businesses? Why don't you invest in all the money I done spent over the years, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars that I done put in trying to start my business, trying to get my DBA, my LLC, which ain't nothing wrong with none of that. But if I'd have had, just say I would have went 50-50 on starting my businesses, but the other going into buying American businesses, I'd have been in a whole different world. Just by understanding that, but I ain't have no understanding of that. I thought it was just all in with my businesses. I'm gonna be the biggest thing ever and forget investing in. Why wouldn't you want to invest into America when it's proven through everything, ups and downs, wars, depressions, everything? It's proven that the stock market gonna survive and it's gonna come back even harder. That's and my point was earlier, when it drops, what scares people is the biggest blessing in the world. Yeah. Like right now, I hate to bring this up because I know that look I'm gonna get on your face, but I know my cousin would love for Meta to just crash to $50 again. He would love it.
Yeah. Out of doubt, I'm dumping life savings off of that motherfucker at this point.
You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. But you would never want that to happen in your house ever.
Yeah, yeah.
You just you wouldn't even joke about that. No, I never want my house to go down to.
Well, see, I'll be okay with it because I understand. You know what I'm saying? I understand it now. So what I would do is just go buy another one. You know.
Yeah.
So
if the whole market down, you buy more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now that I understand that, it'd be easier because there's gonna be people that's selling while stuff is going down, right? It's like, oh, the bottom fell out. Okay. Some people will be like, I'm gonna hold on, and then when it keeps dropping, there's gonna be a level that people ain't gonna be able to take. And they're like, all right, I gotta sell this. I'm like, okay, I'm not moving, so there's no reason for me to sell. So I'm gonna go buy somebody else's house or some apartments or something like that, and then rent those out. You know what I'm saying? Whenever it goes back up. But that's why you gotta have that rainy day fund too.
Yeah,
that's why you gotta have cash on the side to be able to take advantage of opportunities like that when they come along, because you know they're gonna come. You just don't know when, so you got to keep a little bit to the side.
But guess 80% of the people that has that money, the wealthy people that got the Birdman hand rubbed together, that's waiting on the housing market to crash like that, 80% are probably higher than that, or in the stock market. You know what I'm saying? They
should be. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Because your money is going to be growing while you wait.
That's my point. And then a lot of them will like that's what they do as it's funnels in. They take a piece out just to stash that cash for the rainy day, because they either stashing for when a stock drop and they can buy more of it, or they are they stashing for other unseen incidents, you know. But that's because of the machine that the money is in, that stock market. It just does something to it just takes your money to another level. And I'm not even on the highest level, but I've seen how it turned 500 to 1,000 to 10,000 to 20,000 to 30,000. Like I've witnessed that myself. You know what I'm saying? How and it just keeps going, and it might be at 30,000. Then your portfolio dip back down to 22,000. Okay, just dump more money in. Then it take back off. Now it's at 34,000. It passed the 30 you was at. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's just this ever losing game. And I'm a constant investor, but I understand that. Okay, I might put a piece of it in here, a piece of it in there, but stash. Okay, September coming up. With my mentor, August, September, a month to always be careful, because they normally when it crashes. That's what you should be doing 2-3 months before then. Having a little money put to the side, waiting on a September crash. You know what I'm saying? Like it got to be we talked about that last week, being strategic, right? So that's my strategy right now. Like I'm still dumping into the crypto and stuff, but I'm putting a little to the side because all I hear in the back of my mind. August, September crashes. You 80 to 85% of the time, those 2 months has some type of crash, some type of like 10 or 15 to 20% comeback. You get
not crash. We shouldn't say crash.
Yeah, that's why I said comeback. I was trying to look for a better word.
Correction.
Correction. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said, about so they had those corrections, and to me. We shouldn't say crash because that scares people. To me, crash, I loved it. I love the word because I've learned the game now. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't know the game, crash sounds like the end of the world to you. So I'm gonna stay away from the crash. It's a correction, but those corrections is where you want those corrections. And if you got the right, you don't want it if you don't got no money in it. But if you got money, I mean, if you don't got no money put to the side, because you're gonna miss it anyway. But if you got money put it to the side, you sit back. Like, man, what you gonna give me this year? You know what I'm saying? Last year you corrected yourself about 12 to 15%. We're gonna get the same or a little bit more this year or what? You know what I'm saying? So by the time it hit 8%, throw a little bit, 10%, throw a little bit more, 12%. You know what I'm saying? Get ready when we think it's at that floor from looking at the charts or whatever you analyst that you see. Okay, that's when you might dump the most in, and you get ready for the to extend. So I just love stocks. I own three properties, or 2 lots in a property, because we're gonna build on 2 of them. And it's cool. Like, I mean, maybe because, like I say, maybe because I'm at the lower end of real estate, I'm not just super excited about it. And I'm more into the stocks because I have a bigger portfolio into that. So maybe that's what it is too. Maybe if I had 100 houses, but I can't get 100 houses with the grind that I got, but I can get a 6-figure portfolio with the grind that I've been on. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I teach that, because it's harder for me to get a huge portfolio of houses, but it's not that hard for me to get a nice portfolio of stocks if you just being consistent with it and and just dumping in and being consistent.
Yeah, like so year to date, the S&P 500 is up 7.8%. Like, I want anybody to tell me where they're gonna get that in any other market right now, even real estate. Where are you gonna get 7.8% in what, 8 months? That's 8 months. And that's not for the year. That's not the total year. That's just 8 months so far. You're not gonna get that anywhere else. So if already how it is on track, that means your money's gonna double every 9 years. If it just stays like this for the duration. Not every 9 years your money's gonna double. So if you add in 10,000, it's gonna be 20,000, then 40,000, then 80, then 160, and 40 years you can go from. So and I did this calculation, but if you started out with $5 and invested $20 every week for 20 years, you will have over $50,000 at the end of that time. That's 8 to 12%, and that just depends on the rate you get. But you have over $50,000 just $20 a week. It's crazy how compound interest works, and people don't understand it because they don't know about it because they never get enough built up for it to really start working for them like it should. I say this all the time, but Charlie Munger said that $100,000, that's the key metric. And then after $100,000, the compound interest takes over. And basically, you don't have to do anything else if you don't want to. You could still end up a millionaire in the next 40 or 20, 30 years. Let's see. Depending on the interest rates, it could be 30 years and you'll be a millionaire after 100,000, because it'll go 3 times. So that'll be 2, 4, 800,000. You have over 800,000 after 21 years, give or take. After you get just 1,000, and then just let it sit. That's not putting no more money into it or nothing. So like, it's easy to become a millionaire once you know the numbers and like what you got to get to, right? And then once you're hungry enough, if you're hungry enough to get to that point, then you'll do it. And it's not about like a vanity metric. For some people it is. Some people just want to be like, oh, I'm a millionaire. That's okay, cool, whatever. But for other people, it's like a lifestyle. Like, I want to get there so I can, 1, teach other people how to do it. 2, teach family if they want to learn, and kids, and pass this down for like real generational wealth. Real generational wealth is not like monetary things or houses and stuff like that. It's knowledge. Because if you don't pass down the knowledge, you can give them everything and they're going to blow it because they're not going to know what to do with it, right? And that's what it is. You gotta pass down the knowledge with it. You can't just say, okay, here's $100,000. You're gonna be like, all right, here's $100,000, but let me show you how I got this. Let me show you how to grow this and show you how to keep this so you don't run out of money. I wish my parents would have, had the means to give me $100,000 and sit me down and be like, look, here it is. This is what you need to do, and you'll never run out of money. And that's what I plan to do with my kids. I plan to teach. I'm teaching them now, and then when they get to a certain point, I'll be like, look, this is how much money you got. If you just keep doing this, you'll be fine. You'll never have to worry about money again. So that's my game plan with them.
Yeah, and that should be the standard. You know what I'm saying? Like, most, especially from our culture, most people are not even thinking like that. They thinking about what they're gonna buy for Christmas right now. You know what I'm saying? With no money saved and don't even have money for the Christmas gift.
Yeah.
But they're gonna go in the hole for it. But like, thinking about, what, for the next couple of years, we're not doing this, we're not doing that. And that's the hardest thing, because you can change your what you're going through. And I got a call the other day, like, oh, I'm going, just struggling in America with the, with the money issues and this and that. And I don't feel sorry because I'm in the same America, you know what I'm saying? But the difference is, all the headaches and the hole I've been in and this and that. Not one time did I complain or nothing. I got focused and got strategic and went without. I went without, cut off some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, guy called me talking about, man, he just threw away millions. My God did in the future. He had 4,000 XRP and sold it all because he was behind on rent, and he got a $1,200 truck car note a month.
That's crazy. I feel like I'm well off. I feel like I'm decently well off, and I do not. Both I pay for 2 cars, and both of them don't even total $1,200.
You
Like,
got it. And the first time he brought it up to me, I'm talking about it's a nice truck. I was like, man, this thing nice, this and that. I said, how much? He like, oh yeah, $1,200 a month. I said, oh, this thing ugly, man. It got
that's
ugly all of a
crazy.
sudden to me. You know what I'm saying? And you know
That's
me, I'm
crazy.
kind of like a cash truck person. You know what I'm saying? Like the truck
Mhm.
I got now, it's $400 a month, and that's too much for me. But the only reason is my work truck, so it makes
Mhm. Right.
triple that a week. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That's the only reason I can justify that, because I'd rather just have me a cash car. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
don't want no notes. You know what I'm saying? But that's me personally.
Yeah.
But this is the same person that's telling me he's behind on this and this and that, and he sold all his XRP. And I said, man, you threw away millions. He said, yeah, but when you're behind on rent, that feel like millions now. You just don't get it. You don't know everything I cut off. When I was in the hole like that, I cut off stuff. I went without. My truck broke down. I walked to the store. I didn't feel no type of way. I walked. I made it through whatever I need to make it through. I'm not going to go overextend myself and get in a deeper hole trying to get out of a hole. And that's
Yeah.
and I always, my main thing I tell people, we make things worse. When things are bad, we make it worse. And,
Mhm.
and in life, I realized, and that's how I mastered everything. That's why, I mean, I don't nothing phase me no more. And I'm so cool and calm and prepared for whatever, because
Yeah.
what it is we overreact. And I tell
Oh
people this
yeah.
all the time. In life, things are going to happen. You live long enough, you're going to go through good and bad, right?
Mhm.
So it's not about the good and bad. It's about how you react and deal with the good and bad. That's our problem, because we've been in a bad situation and we make it worse because we freak out, we do this, we do that. You know what I'm saying? We make the situation worse. Me, I take a deep breath and, okay, this is the situation. It's cool.
Mhm.
Let me figure out this, that, stay calm. But that's something I developed because I practiced it. I worked on that.
Yeah.
I listened to videos and developed that skill set,
Yeah.
because I wasn't taught that. Nobody taught me that. I had to teach
Yeah.
myself how to understand that this just life. This just stay calm. It's cool.
Yep.
Me being mad, upset, losing it makes the situation worse. You know what I'm saying? Let me
Yep.
just take a deep breath. Let me step back. And how do I fix the situation that I'm going through?
Mhm.
Okay, do I need to go with that? Okay, do I need to eat sandwiches for the week next week straight? Do I need to eat some noodles? Like, it's okay, it's all right. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Yeah.
because I understand my end goal, and me trying to portray or make somebody think that I'm just doing good when I'm not. That gets you nowhere, and that's what too many of us do. We want everybody to think we doing good when we're not. I don't care what you think I'm doing. If I'm not
Yeah.
doing, I'm not doing good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I need to
Yeah.
figure out how to get it right, and that
Yep.
should be our only focus. And so that's when he was telling me that, I'm like, bro, I don't even know how, I can't even feel bad for you. And then he
Yeah.
got
You did it to yourself.
I said, you threw away millions selling. You had 4,000 XRP and you sold them for rent and a car note. You just gave, and you just had a baby. I'm talking about the baby ain't even a month old. You just threw away millions for
Mm.
the baby. And all you had to do was let that truck go back. All you had to do was figure you working, so all you had to do was figure out a payment plan and pay out. Like, if you sit down and take a deep breath, you can figure it out.
I mean, even if you had to sell some, you got to sell all of it. 4,000 of it. You know what I'm saying?
He started
That's
buying. I think he
way
was
more
buying
than
when
that
he was
truck
at
note.
like 30, 40 cents. That's when he had got in. So he was,
Oh,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So
Yeah.
in his mind, he's winning because he sold it at 2 something. So he's feel like, man, I've got it at 4. Okay, but you don't know where it's going. Like, you need better education on where it's going, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
you won, but it's a small victory. You know what I'm
yes,
saying?
very
Like,
small victory, and that's what I was trying to get him to see. Especially, you didn't even enjoy it because you took it straight to the
right,
system and
right.
paid. I can say.
Put it right back into the system you took it out of.
So now now what you doing? You worried about next month rent. You worried about next month
Mhm.
car note. So what you gonna do now?
Yeah.
Well, I think he said I forgot like 10,000, whatever he got. I guess so. He probably was good for a few months, but
Yeah.
still, what's gonna happen in 2-3 months?
And see, like, I've changed my mindset with that stuff too. And I get it. Like, the same thing, training and stuff, but money replenishes. That's why I don't worry about it. I can go in debt. I could be, you know what I'm saying? The one thing I'm not going to do is my rent's not going to be behind.
Yeah.
So everything else I don't care about.
Yeah.
But with the kids and everything, I can't get behind on that.
For sure,
Right.
for sure.
So
Yeah.
everything else I don't care about. I can go in debt, whatever.
I
but
can
I
figure
know
it out.
I got a paycheck coming and I'm gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Right. So that's me. I don't care. I don't care about that. So
And
because I know the money gonna come back. So if I gotta swipe my credit card or whatever, okay, cool. I know I'm have to pay interest on it or whatever.
it's
It
cool.
got done what need to be done, and I ain't
Yeah,
have to dip into what I'm saying, retirement stuff and nothing like that. So I'm straight, and I'm really not worried about it because money is always gonna be there. There's always gonna be a way to make money. Money's always gonna come around.
yeah,
It's the scarcity mindset while we get in trouble,
yeah,
because we always think like, oh, today is the 6th. I don't get paid till the 18th, so I gotta what am I gonna do for 2 weeks? Man, I'll go push a lawnmower and cut somebody's grass if I
yeah.
had to. You know what I'm saying? Like, but people think they're too good for that nowadays. It's not the same as when we were coming up and we was actually hustling and doing stuff to get money, and there was no shame in it. You know what I'm saying? But today, people like, oh, I can't do that. I can't be cutting somebody's grass. I'm like, why not? Money's money, right?
I'm
Like,
glad. I'm glad I don't got no shame. That was well, Monday when I pulled up to the job site. They were like, "Man, the whole plant was talking about you ain't gonna be cooking no more." I'm like, "What y'all mean?" They thought I had retired and went to the mountaintop or something because they said, "Man, we seen all the stuff happening this weekend." I'm like, but they don't understand that they hear a 6-figure deal or something. They think the world is over. Like you made it. I'm like, huh?
yeah, 6 figures ain't gonna last you that long.
You know what I'm saying? And then when you get to breaking it down, and we ain't even talking taxes and nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's good. It's good for what I need to jumpstart. What I need to jumpstart,
Right.
but it's nothing that I can just I'm
Not
done
life
with
changing
everything.
yet.
Yeah, that's it, man. They was looking at me crazy. I'm like, man, I got these places for sale. Like, I'm right back to the grind. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Yeah,
For
and
real.
solar refrigerator and went to go pick up a dryer that I picked up on the side of the road. My boy fixed it for $30. Say, man, I'm not too good for that because I understand. And the most people that'll laugh at you will be like, oh man, he's still selling food. Oh man, he's picking up dryers on the curb and taking them to I picked up a dryer. My boy charged me $30 to fix it right. I sold it for 200. That's 170 profit. You know, like this is my everyday. And I want to show that because that's what the wealth is gangster is all about. I want these kids and adults too, but I'm mostly talking to the teens that this is just as gangster, man. Get you a truck and go pick up. You can ride around any town you in. I was telling these youngsters this. I said you can ride around Temple every day and pick up $300 to $500 worth of stuff on the curb. It might not look cool. It might not look like you like. It might not look like that, but you can make more money than some people in corporate. I do it. I've done it. You know what I'm saying? I got 3 refrigerators out there that we can't fix that I'm going to the scrapyard. I'll be at the scrapyard in the morning.
Yep. Still getting money from them.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So even if we can't fix it, you finna give me some scrap money ain't nothing. I was telling the guy, he tell me scrap money ain't nothing. I said, you tell me where they pay you to throw away trash at. Tell me. Like, we gotta throw it away anyway. Why wouldn't I want to go, you know what I'm saying, go get $60 for throwing away something that I need to get rid of anyway? Why?
Yeah. Yep.
You know, it's just a mindset. We got all that too good and too big for that. I don't know how people that don't have nothing, don't have kids set up for life, don't have this stuff. And then you meet rich people and they be on the ground harder than a person that ain't got $1 to their name. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll be out there scrapping and like, hold on, man, you worth $1 million. I got a scrap business and I got this truck. I got my old truck that I back up. They be working harder than the person because the person that's broke want to be too cool.
Yep.
Want to be, you know what I'm saying? Don't want nobody to see me. I posted I'm at the scrapyard. I ain't worried about nobody seeing me at the scrapyard. I'll let you know I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I'm making because this is what's gangster to me. And I had a kid one time. He was like, his mom was trying to get him to work at a fast food or something. So I took him scrapping with me, and I said, I'm not knocking the job, but McDonald's probably give you a check about 2 something every other week, depending on how many hours you work. About 2 something. We made $230 today by scrapping. Just like 3-4 hours of scrapping, we got $230. But visually, it'll look cooler if you at McDonald's instead of this work. I don't know why. I don't know how it don't look like it don't visually, but I'm just talking about the way we program. They'll rather their kid got a good job at McDonald's instead of you know what? My kid got an old raggedy truck and they pick up scrap every day. They'll laugh at that though.
Yeah. But that's why parenting is knowledge for parents is such an important thing as well, right? Because they can do both.
Yeah.
McDonald's pays for college classes. You know what I'm saying? They have 401k and stuff, but they don't teach the kids like, okay, if you go to this job, get involved in these things so you can make your money grow and have it for later. So when you leave McDonald's, you know, you probably got a couple classes paid for already, and you got some money stashed away in your 401k that's gonna grow until you retire.
And
You know what I'm
even
saying?
if they do got a 401k, buy shares in your own brokerage account of
Exactly.
McDonald's too.
Exactly.
Don't just use that. They, you know what I'm saying? Because I
Yep.
want us to realize that. What's up, big dog? Man, we need to connect, big dog. I want them to understand that whatever they doing in 401k, I got my own 401. I don't got no job that does that. So
Mm-hmm.
if you got a job that got a 401k and they matching or whatever, that's great. But even outside of that, open up your own brokerage account and you stash a little bit of your own money in there.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So have it on both ends. And you know, I'm building the fast food too well. So we definitely not even like down in jobs. We talking about the mentality of a job. What I was talking about last week. Even if you got a job, if you're an investor first, you're gonna be better off than most.
Yeah.
No matter what you do, if you're an investor minded first, you're gonna be better off than most.
Oh yeah, and there's so many ways to do it, man. Like, for instance, Walmart.
Coming soon, big dog.
For instance, Walmart, right? Walmart matches. Walmart pays decent, you know, and they also match like a retirement account, and you buy stock. You can buy stock into the Walmart company at a discounted rate.
Yeah.
So right now, I think it's like at $90-something a share. You probably can get it for 80-something, high 70, something like that.
70,
but you get a discount. I think it's 15% discount, but you get a discount on that. So now you getting Walmart shares, your retirement, and then also just having a job, right? But on top of that, people don't know about e-com arbitrage, right? You can go ahead and go to the sale rack on Amazon. I mean, at Walmart, get all these things for 50 cents, $1, whatever, and sell them on Amazon for $4 or $5. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, just flip it just like that. Like, and you work there, so you know when the sales are happening. You know when they're putting stuff out. Like, it's easy. You can be on top of the game like nobody's business. But people don't have that mindset, that entrepreneur mindset like you were talking about.
That's all it takes. Mindset and dedication. And that's why, and it's okay to struggle. But struggle like me, once I made my switch, I struggled. But I struggled building a 6-figure portfolio. I struggled building a new business. I struggled, you know what I'm saying? So you're going to go through some type of struggle anyway. What are you doing through the struggle? Don't just struggle and struggle and struggle and struggle, but nothing is happening. Nothing is getting better. Nothing is, you know what I'm saying? Like, like I was telling you last week about the lady that's living check to check from a fast food job. And she struggled over this last year, but she got $7,000 to $8,000 in her portfolio now. Still struggling, still making a check to check, but her mind, she's dumping. And in about 3 to 5 years, she's gonna be somewhere that no one in her family ever been. Well, she's already there now, just because she got a portfolio that's just sitting there that's growing. But in about another 3 years, 5 years of this same mentality, and some of these things that I got her sitting in really take off like I believe they will in the next 3 to 5 years. It's going to be a different ball game for her.
Yeah.
You know, but she's still struggling right now. She considered still working check to check, still, but she's on a different level of a check to check now, just by what she's doing with her money.
Yeah, because the struggle is supposed to be a lesson. It's not meant for you to stay there.
Yeah.
You're supposed to go through the struggle. You're supposed to learn something and be like, okay, I can't do that again. Let me get out of this and be better off. You're not supposed to just stay there doing the same thing.
And it might take time. It's going to take time. It might take years. But if you're doing the right thing within those years, you're going to be okay. And that's the whole thing. No quick get rich schemes. No this and that. No, if I put $500 in this stock, will I be a millionaire tomorrow? None of that. You know what I'm saying? None of that. But if you develop the right mindset and just understand that, okay, this is going to be a time. Because we do it anyway. Most people work at jobs for 30 years and end up with nothing. Or, well, I ain't gonna say nothing. Some people do end up with like a 6-figure payout, but most people I know with the jobs that I know around here, not getting that. You know what I'm saying? Some Wilson Hart people that retire with a nice little 6-figure. There's some McLean's people that'll do that, but that's not the majority of people I know. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, 6 figures is not anything, right? Like 6 figures is $100,000. Now, if we're talking multiple 6 figures, if we're talking, $700,000-$800,000, that's different.
Most I've seen around here from like Wilson Arts about like 150, somewhere between the 120, 160 range, and that's before the taxes. That's before all the other stuff. You know what I'm
And that's
saying?
crazy. That means they wasn't doing nothing on their own at
Yeah,
all.
they were just living off whatever the
Yeah,
job was doing, which most people do. Why? Because they scraping by what they rent and stuff, so they ain't trying to put nothing else in. Because I have
yeah.
actually had people matching up to a high percentage. And they be like, "Oh no, I had to take that back there because they taking too much money out my check." I'm like,
For what? For what you gonna use it for? You know what I'm saying?
clothes,
Like
party, out to eat, and just more dumb
it's
stuff.
it's 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 a mentality because you're going to adjust to whatever your pay is,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So if you have more money coming out for retirement or whatever, you got to know like, okay, this $200 or whatever they're taking out of my check, yeah, it hurts a little bit, but okay, that means I can't buy the Jordans. I got to get the the Adidas or some Reeboks or whatever,
yeah.
something different. But
Or don't buy nothing. Just stay with the old shoes. You'll be okay.
yeah, that too. You know what I'm saying? But
At
get you
least
some
for a little
Crocs.
while.
Get you some Crocs. You know what I'm saying? Rock around the house. That's it. But I'm saying like that money is going to set you up in the future where you're so well off that you don't have to worry about anything. Like, and that's what people don't get. Like that little sacrifice now sets you up for a big payout and sets you up for life
Yeah.
if you do it right.
But all we think about is now. Even though 20 years might sound like a lot, but 20 years will be here quick. You know what I'm saying? And in 20, and I always tell my biggest fear, well, not my biggest fear, but what hurts me the most, especially now that I be at these job sites, is just seeing an old person, regardless, period. But really, what affects me when I see an old black man just broke down. Like I serve a guy, man. This dude can barely walk, man. I'm talking about like in his 70s or something, and he could barely walk. And then he got the laid back job. The job kind of treats him
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
good. But the fact that at that age you still got to come to a job site in a warehouse with steel toes on, and it's not even knocking the job. It's just that why we
At
didn't
that age, you should be
why we didn't
relaxing.
prepare better. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
why we wasn't more prepared. Like you
Yeah.
should be at home enjoying your wife and your last days on this earth or traveling. It's something else you should be doing at that age.
Yeah, but you know what? What I learned from my dad, honestly, is that not everybody wants to do that. Like, because me and my dad retired, and we just got different views about how the second half of our lives are supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like he does a little bit of every now and then, goes out and does some things, but he doesn't do a whole lot. And me, I'm trying to be all over the place.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be frolicking on the beach somewhere or something. It doesn't matter. But I'm trying to be enjoying everything that I didn't really do when I was younger. Like I still do a lot now. Don't get me wrong, but I'll just have more time to do it. My kids will be older. It'll be more family vacation, more memories, stuff like that. So that's more what I'm into. But my dad and my mom, they're kind of just like, almost, well, I think my mom is under the mentality that she'll work until she can't work no more.
Yeah, she
But my
got the
dad,
old country girl mindset.
yeah.
I just work.
my dad though, he was like, I ain't working for these people my whole life.
Yeah.
As soon as
See,
I
I
get
can
retired, I
respect it.
want
You
to
know what I'm
retire.
saying? Everybody not gonna want to be on the beach and but at least he's in a
Right.
position where he don't have to be at this plant barely
Right.
walking around and have to work. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yeah.
so no, he don't gotta go travel and do all that, but he's still
Yeah.
in a better position because he's not forced to work.
Yeah.
Problem is
Yeah.
that's why they call what 2-3 time retirees, people that retire but have to go back into the job site because that they don't have enough money to survive.
Yeah. Now going back because you have to is crazy. Going back because you want to is different. You know what I'm
It's
saying? 'Cause
different.
people get lonely and they don't have friends
Sure.
anymore or whatever. So they go back for the social aspect. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But having to go back because you need money after being retired for 5-10 years, and then you're like, all right, I ain't been doing nothing. Now I got to go back to work because I'm running out of money.
That's a big thing. Like you can Google that. It's a huge thing. Or two, they call it 2 and 3 time retirees. That means somebody that retired twice and still had to go back and get a job. You didn't retire from 2 different job sites.
I have no idea what they were doing.
I know exactly what they were doing, and it wasn't right. They were just blowing money and living life and not caring.
I'm going to retire. Well, we'll see how many times I retire, but I'm going to retire once for sure. And when I retire at one time, I don't have to do anything else if I don't want to. Yeah. And that's because I've set myself up enough that and I can live within a budget. That's another big thing, right? Like I'm not
That's
out
a
buying,
huge thing.
you know what I'm saying, Jordans and stuff like that, but I'll buy Nike. I'll buy Nike. I love when people wear Jordans.
Yeah.
I
Oh
absolutely
yeah.
love it.
Yeah,
So
for
I'm like,
sure.
hey, I got about 10 cents off that shoe. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel every time I
Yeah.
see stuff.
Not
But
mad at it at all.
yeah,
And
so
like I said,
that's my
we're
mentality.
not here to knock anything. It's about where you at in life and what's your mentality. Because our whole thing is about making sure you better. We talk about long term. So, but our thing is that how you gonna be better. And I brought this up, I think, last episode or so. I'll be 43 in 10 days. My thing is, how's the 50-year-old Tony gonna be? That's all I'm concerned with right now. It's not the new shoes. It's not the partying. It's not this and that. Because I came to the age and I hated I started so late with this type of mentality. You know, I didn't had a business and had been on my grind since I was young. But this
Mm-hmm.
mentality about if I was 20 worried about the 30-year-old, I'd have put the 30-year-old in a way better position. If I was
Yeah,
30 worried about the 40-year-old, I'd have put the 40-year-old in a way better position. I wasn't thinking about the 40-year-old. I'm thinking
yeah,
about the 30-year-old at this time of day, what I want to do, how I want to do it, and
yeah,
this and that. And that's why I want to teach to these kids, because when you start thinking about the older you live life less reckless, you be more focused. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Thinking about the person that you're going to be in 5 to 10 years, have you doing things differently. So
yep,
you become a better person thinking about your older self. So
yep,
so even with the investing and all that, but not even just investing, in just the way you conduct yourself, the things you do, the people you hang around, thinking about the older you gonna have you making better decisions.
yep. But that's all about environment too, though. You
Yeah,
know that. You know what I'm saying? Like we've both been around some stuff that we probably
yeah,
shouldn't be here right now. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
So it's definitely about environment, and you got to choose. You got to choose yourself one, and choose to keep yourself out of those situations and not go that route. And the biggest thing is for honestly for Black people is not to act off emotion. That's what gets us caught up in more things than you know what I'm saying anything. You feel like somebody disrespects you or something, and you're like, oh, you know, I can't take that, blah blah blah. It's like there's so many more people disrespect you when you go to jail, like, and you ain't gonna be able to do nothing about it. You know what I'm
got
saying?
that.
So it's like there's always
Apologizing,
somebody
my
bigger,
bad, saying I'm
stronger.
sorry. That's it's okay to do that. So somebody step in your
Yeah,
shoe, my bad. Hey, no problem, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like
yeah,
so I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't seen people really go to the end of the earth over the dumbest stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
stuff that don't matter.
yep.
But what it is that's more of a life frustration. When a person like that, when you waking up every day thinking about your portfolio, thinking about your family, thinking about investing, thinking about all these things, you're not gonna freak out if somebody step on your shoe and want to kill them. You're just not.
Mm-hmm,
Those type of people are
mm-hmm.
already going through other stuff, and that's just a trigger for them to do something dumb because they're ready to do something dumb anyway. So, and
Yeah,
that's why I always preach that finances will fix. It's not going to fix every problem, but being more financial literate, having like you say, your emotions under control, and those certain little systems that if we can implant in the youth, prevent them from doing stuff because they have a bigger purpose, and they'll understand
mm-hmm.
the general life about life. When I was young, I man, I didn't care about half the stuff. More than half. I didn't care about 80% of the stuff I do now because I
Yeah,
wasn't taught to. I wasn't taught that,
exactly.
I'm
Yep.
supposed to value myself and value this, and it's okay that, you know what I'm saying, that person got a family and stuff too, and it's okay to apologize and say my bad, or you know,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't taught that type of stuff. I was taught the dumb stuff like everybody else. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so that's what CEO Euclid working on, and we get ready to relaunch that real soon. Hopefully, this website will be up by the end of the week. But one of our main classes, the first three classes is mindset, accountable masculinity, that we're gonna be doing with the youth, teaching the youth boys about that composure and emotion, keep your emotions intact, because a lot of us have our emotions out of place, and I was one of those guys because I was raised by a single mother, and and a lot of us pick up the traits of our mother. Like she'll freak
Mm-hmm.
out and she extra emotional and this and that. So if you don't have a
Mm-hmm.
man keeping you sturdy, letting you know that you know what I'm saying, suck it up, you'll be all right. You need
Yeah.
that kind of talks. You know what I'm saying? You need
Yep.
somebody to do that. If you don't have that, you kind of get lost in it. You know, so that's one of our first two classes is about mindset and accountable masculinity. Before we even get into investing, before we get into anything,
Yep.
because none of that matters if you out of there mentally and you out of there emotionally. no matter what I teach you or what the university will be teaching you, it won't count. It won't matter.
Yep, that's the first lesson in the course too, is about mindset. So mindset is everything.
Yeah, man. So
You
that's
gotta
what we
you gotta
at,
have it
man.
right.
So we talked about different ways of making it in the market, and we could have went. We really didn't got down because we started talking about mindset towards the end of the show. But it's definitely a whole bunch of ways to make money in the market: up, down, sideways. And once again, we love real estate. Real estate is just more of, especially if we talk about real money in real estate, it's more of a tax haven for people that got money. So that's just where we at now. Kipo, tell them about the website. Plug everything before we get up out of here. Let them know where they can go and how you want to end your segment.
Yeah, go ahead and go to bit.ly/investment edge and get the course. It's the investment course we got going on right now. It's a 6-week course. You're going to get that. You're going to get a whole bunch of weekly calls for answering your questions and a lot of other tools that you can that's going to help you start investing or make better choices with your investing if you're already doing it. So go to the link, get enrolled in the course, and can't wait to see you in the inside.
That's what's up, man. And we got more stuff coming. We definitely gonna be. I'm getting this thing together next week. That StreamYard will be out for her. You'll see Wealth is Gangster. So and we might talk about the deal that was presented and that I'm gonna be doing with the channel. So you're gonna see a lot of things happening with this channel as I really form it out today. I was sitting with the guy about animation and just all kind of different stuff. You know what I'm saying? He was breaking it down how he can do this and editing it. So because I don't know nothing about none of this stuff. All I do, this is my top when I come on here and go live, but I want to get the intro, the outro. I want to be able to do the sponsors. I want to, what I'm saying, have the little clips that's ready. Soon we get done, we'll be able to clip up different parts of each episode. So that's what I'm building now. And that's what the conversation is about. Like, hey, we ready to put some real money behind it. But hey, show us where you're gonna take it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I had a meeting today about that. About to have another meeting now after we get off, and we're finna build. So just stay tuned with us. We'll be back next Wednesday at 7, and we're just gonna keep building. Just grow with the channel, like, share, subscribe. We connected to you to Facebook today for the first time. So you know what I'm saying? Y'all share this on Facebook. Go like the Wealth is Gangster on Facebook, Instagram, and of course the YouTube channel. And we'll see y'all next Wednesday at 7. Thank everybody for tuning in. We out.